Welcome, friends. Now we're on. Welcome, friends, to episode 200 of the Blathering, I think. Sometimes my count gets a little wonky and wrong. We are a little late. I apologize for that. I apologize. We might push the show to tomorrow. The show started, but I might... we're here. We're here. I hope you all had a good weekend. I want to shout out first up top the people that came on out to the comedy show last night. I say last night, yesterday afternoon. Great 5 o'clock show. And I want to shout out 8984M Brady, who, I sometimes give excuses when I don't make things. Brady has to take 19 buses to get where I am performing. And he does it not only with a smile, but he brought a bag of peanuts for the squirrels. And I am forever, ever thankful to Brady for doing that. Also, Eli from Star Wars in the Galaxy was there as well. Can you guys hear me okay? I want to make sure. All right. Yes, so thank you all for making last night a very fun, memorable thing. There's some clips that are out that and there is that goddamn fucking pop. There's some clips out there that are from requested, so that's why I was late today. I had to do some edits for the clubs. All right. Is anyone else hearing that? Can you all hear me okay? I think I'm here okay. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, that's why we're here. You all seriously don't hear that? That's good. That's a good thing. I'm going crazy. I'm going to bring producer Steve to the show. Steve, how are you, buddy?
How's it going, Ken? Thanks for having me. I know it was just it's more of a muscular reaction to just ask that when someone else asks you back. So you don't have to actually answer that question.
All right.
But thank you for having me. Happy Monday to everybody out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear the show went well.
Show went well. I just was pulling some clips from it, like I said, and it wasn't like my best set, but it was actually the best set I've ever done because I had not one word planned other than a segment I did that was written. And I had a lot of fun just hanging out with the crowd. And so I feel good. I feel proud of myself for breaking out of the locking myself into every word I need to say. It was fun. It was fun.
Proud of you. Good. See, you got to take that. Got to take the positive from it. Take the positive.
Take the positive. Take it to the limit one more time. Maybe it's my headphones.
No, it's okay, Ken. There was a little bit of a crackle. It sounded just like typical like level peaking kind of stuff, but you sound great and smooth and crystal clear now.
Great.
So we're moving forward, my friend.
It's not. That's the problem. It's not, and it shows up in all the clips I do. And I've switched the cables. This is a different mic. This is a different pot. This is a different XLR. So it just might be my $600 Rodecaster Pro 2 that doesn't want to work anymore. And I may chuck it off a cliff just to see what happens. Just to see what happens.
Well, can you at least record it if you do that so that we could have like a podcaster version of the scene from Office Space where they beat the printer to hell?
This was with this Rodecaster. See, oh my God, you guys can't.
Just
it's literally every second. It's every second.
Power through because it's not you. I mean, I know you're obviously noticing it, but it's not nearly as bad as you think from a user like live perspective. Yeah, the recording might be shitty, but I don't know what to tell you there. Okay. but right now you sound okay.
Okay.
But hey, Ken, this is supposed to be AM radio on the internet, right? This is adding a little bit of that radio flavor. So let's roll with it, baby.
Okay, let's roll with it, baby. Okay. About 10 minutes ago, I screamed so loud that I think my neighbors are going to call the police just to do a welfare check on whoever's in this house. Having one of those days. But
Ken's
we're gonna get
swatted live on there.
I might. We have a lot of things to talk about, things to get to, and we're celebrating 200 episodes or so. I always say or so because I have Jared the Tie Pilot would blame it on my ADD or whatever I might have once I officially get diagnosed. I miscount at least once on every podcast. So Force Center 1000 was actually Force Center 1001.
Oh no.
I just didn't know till like weeks later. So this could be Blathering 250. I don't know. But I do want to say thank you all for sticking with me on this show here as we continue to grow. It started as the Ramble, but then I noticed my friends Eddie and Jerry Roca had a podcast called The Ramble. I was like, well, maybe we'll change that. It was Patreon only, and then we went public, and then, I tried the dark, moody lighting for a while because it worked for my radio show. It didn't work for this, and then producer Steve calls, and next thing you know, he's running the joint. All of you out there got your segments. The community is strong, and I really do mean it, everyone. This is a big thank you. We're only here because you're all here, and I really appreciate it. 898-4M, Brian, Cooper, Kingsport Cal, Tully, all of you. You're just amazing. I appreciate you. See, Old Hansa says, hold on. Old Hansa says it's almost been 2 years and I still haven't opened my Rodecaster $2. Old Hansa, what's the sale price on it? Because I am hearing, it might be my headphones. Oh my God. I'm hearing it right now again. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Because I also can't turn this thing on or off. The button's kind of broken and you have to do this thing where you press it so hard that my fingers hurt. And there's just some issues, Steve. There's just some issues.
It's okay. Well, yeah, let us know what the price is on that old handsaw, or just throw it on that Amazon wish list, Ken. We'll see what we can do to crowdfund you your
you're all not buying me whatever the hell's going on. It's just anyways.
We can't buy you sanity, Ken, but we can buy you we can buy you toys that make you at least fiddle with your peace of mind. I don't know. I don't want to buy you equipment that just makes you even more frustrated. Then you're just a mad scientist trying to figure out a problem that either may or may not exist.
Yeah. So. Steve, you're near the Washington, D.C. Area, and how's it's just rampant with crime there. How are you surviving?
Yeah, no, it's bad. I walk around with 6-shooters when I take my dog for a walk everywhere, like the Wild West. Mm-hmm. There's often there's fires and barrels at pretty much every street corner.
And feral fires.
Yeah. Talking is hard. But yeah, there stray animals in the streets. There is mass hysteria, disease. Yeah, all of it, looting everywhere. It's bad. So yeah, Constant. Thank God that Trump has decided to finally do something about it. Yeah.
I have not much more to say on that, right? Other than this has gone beyond the pale and beyond parody, and also when it's backed by numbers. As I always say, as a former public safety director, crime is real. And at times you have to deal with crime, and there's factors that lead to crime, but sometimes people like me are in the position where they can't deal with those factors. They can only deal with the crime in front of them. That stuff's real. I come from that kind of common sense approach to it. But when the numbers can be fudged, I'll say that. I have been in meetings with LAPD, and they've been like, well, let's not count that one. Let's lower that one. We try to meet some number quotas here. I'm not going to call anyone out by names, but I've been in those meetings. We're like, hey, those 5 armed robberies you're reporting, what if we lowered them? What if we lowered them on your stat sheet? So I've seen that. But when you look at the numbers in D.C., you look at the numbers in Baltimore, and some of the ways they're approaching crime as a public health crisis versus, a crime issue, it's so frustrating to then have this guy, the false prophet president, stand up there, put in the National Guard, Steve, and then I know I'm going to have friends and family members nodding, going, He's keeping it safe. He's keeping it safe.
Oh yeah, because we've heard the rhetoric for years, for 25 years, well, longer than that really, but about how the cities are not safe and conservative complaints about urban areas and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of dog whistle, I think, language going on around that. Yeah. But to just get out, kind of aside from the joking, obviously, what happened was that there is Trump invoked the Home Rule Act of 1973 to place the D.C. Metropolitan Police under temporary federal control, citing a public safety emergency. And this takeover lasts up to 30 days unless it is extended by Congress. Congress is currently in recess. They don't return until September 10th. So he's also activated the National Guard, and approximately 800 D.C. Guard troops are being deployed, with about 200 soldiers expected on duty today, to basically just walk around the street. I've seen several videos and seen reports of just people just seeing armed and armored DEA, ATF, FBI agents just walking up and down the National Mall, walking up and down the streets of D.C., Georgetown, DuPont, all of just random ass places. And you're right. It's not to say crime isn't a real thing, but all the crime statistics in DC show that this is DC overall has been getting better about this. I want to be very careful about how we say a lot of this, but the crime in DC is very centralized. Okay, like the you're not getting mugged and robbed and beaten on the National Mall or in front of the Smithsonian as Pam Bondi and all these people are telling you about that, where you should be feeling safe. I've never felt more safe than you do around 6 different Smithsonian museums in DC. In a post 9/11 world, there's people everywhere, right? They're armed to the teeth. But there are a lot of communities in the DC area that have been neglected for a lot of different reasons because DC doesn't have fair representation in our federal government. And so it has caused a lot of generational problems in which you have socioeconomic crime problems like you do in a lot of cities that face similar issues. So it's bullshit, Ken, to put it lightly.
This is why you're on the show, Steve. Because if I was just doing this segment, my segment would be like, fuck that guy. But you're bringing the heat on it. No, it's true. It is true. And I think as I've changed over the course of the last 5-10 years, it's like, again, like I said, like sometimes I had to deal with what was in front of me. And what was in front of me was someone violent, someone acting out. And not just like petty theft of shoplifting some jeans, but like armed guys with trucks stealing $10,000 worth of, equipment from, the back of stores. Like that kind of stuff is big and real. But like you just see the social and economic reasons that drive a lot of crime. It is like a musical where someone's trying to steal bread to feed their family in a lot of ways. And it's changed the way I want to approach it. And it's just frustrating to run up against this stuff. And yeah, the realities of big cities. I have some concerns about Star Wars Celebration 2027. I have vocalized it, and you're right. I want to choose my words carefully. I want to be, fair and balanced, but not fair and balanced is a
loaded term.
That's a loaded term for another network there. But like, I don't want people coming to downtown LA for Star Wars Celebration and not be aware of some of the areas and the problems, because it's going to be tough. But like at the same time, I also love going to downtown LA, and I could walk out my door and a squirrel could jump on my face and take me for $20. Crime can happen anywhere.
More likely your place than a lot of places, given the environmental conditions you've created, to be fair. But yeah, that is true.
I had a large skunk last night that I was afraid of. A new skunk showed
big
up.
Guy.
Yeah, big guy showed up. I heard there's some peanuts. Yeah.
The just to wrap this up, because I know this isn't the most fun thing to talk about, but it's important of why this is happening as far as the safety emergency that came up. Trump is using this law because really the excuse here is one of their administration officials, the guy who was nicknamed Big Balls, Ken, got his ass royally beat by a couple of 15-year-olds in the street in some kind of weird situation where I've seen multiple reports of several different reasons of how and why these people were interacting with each other and why he got his ass beat. But the only facts from all 3 stories I read was 2 15-year-olds kicked this guy's ass, maybe more than that, but he got beat up by a bunch of kids. It's embarrassing, and Trump said, "Hell hath and fury." So, like, that's kind of what's happening here, is why this is happening now, at least.
Yeah, exactly. There it is again. You seriously all don't hear that? What could it possibly? It's so loud. It sounds like I'm hitting my mic with like bear paws. It's insane. It's been one of those days.
That's okay.
But you know what? You know what it is? I tell you what. When we're not done, and I know, I don't go into every news story. And this show can be used for that. I want to sometimes address the serious things and the silly, and it's a balance. And everyone here, one of my biggest thank yous to the audience of the Blathering, the core folks are going with me. You go with me. If today's the day we go deep into this issue, we go deep into that issue. If you're gonna just you give me the space to yell, "Fuck that guy," y'all do it. Or we're just gonna talk about how In-N-Out burgers suck. We all do it, and I just respect the hell out of my audience here that's followed me on this journey. So like some of the stuff with the Al Jazeera team being quite frankly murdered behind the fog of war in Gaza is just horrific, and that whole just tragedy continues in so many struggling ways. Watching Trump meet with Putin in Alaska, or that whole thing, and we'll stop our war if you give us the land that we don't have any right to. It's just been one of those maybe overwhelming days too, Steve. So
So like, why Alaska? That just makes me think Trump and Hegseth and Gabbard were sitting in the Oval Office, and Trump was like, somebody grab a risk board, and like, okay, where are they? Oh, Alaska's like in the middle. Putin will meet us in the middle in Alaska, right? That makes sense. It's 2025, and they're meeting to have. Are they going to do it on like Sarah Palin's back porch or something? Like, where are they having this meeting in Alaska?
By the way, Steve, I did try your joke again last night that I've bought from you. I don't know if anyone knows this. Steve has written a joke for me, my stand-up act. I did it again last night. I haven't done it justice. I'm trying. It's a Robert E. Lee SEC joke. It's spectacular. I really believe in it. It didn't hit last night, but that's my fault. You and I are in the same mind, because I was like, I really think at one point in the back of their head, they're like, hey, can't we see Russia from Sarah Palin's house?
Right.
Yeah, let's bring them over. Let's just go meet up there. That's close to Ukraine, right?
Why are we doing it again? It's either that or Trump is just going to tell Putin under the table, like, hey, when we leave, you can just have the place. Like, if you get out of I'll give you, give the comedian back Ukraine. You can have Alaska. We don't really give a shit. There's no crabs here left anyways. It's just, and that's all we were here for anyway. So go for it.
I can't build a resort here.
Right. Yeah, no one's going to go to Trump Juneau. Yeah.
Trump Snow Tower can't be built. It's all yours. It's all yours. Coop says Trump is 100% under Putin's table. That'll be this week on South Park. That'll be this week on South Park, I think. There you go. What else is in the news here? What else did we want to get to?
So yeah, those were the news things. We had some sports stuff. If you want to talk sports. I had a couple other notes, like random note things.
I'm looking at them now. Yeah, well, yeah, you have a note about Pam Bondi.
Yeah, well, that was just a note I sent you that I just thought was funny. Like during the thing,
that wasn't for the show. Okay,
no, that was just I just thought this was funny, Ken, because like it was during the announcement of the DC takeover thing. It was like so the shot was framed excellently for like an episode of Veep. It was just Pam Bondi in the middle behind the podium, Trump on one side, Hegseth on the other. So it's like both the evil devils on the shoulder thing, but like on either side of her, and her looking into the camera and saying, DC and crime is going to be over. Like crime in DC is now over.
So you might as well land a plane down the center of the mall and get out with a mission accomplished banner, right?
Yes, absolutely. It was just chef's kiss too, because I looked this up, Ken. I did some math today. Okay, this is very much cocktail napkin math. I can't talk today. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
But I did some math today, and the math I did was Trump complaining about, again, having to federalize the cops in D.C. and complaining about the crime rate in D.C. Our president, Ken, I don't know if you remember this, has been convicted of 34 felonies. Okay?
I do remember that.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So most people, Ken, I don't know if you know this, most people aren't really convicted of any felonies, right? Like just on average, your average person, if you were to ask the 10 people in a room, how many of you have been convicted of a felony?
Okay.
It's probably not going to be a lot, right?
Yeah, I have 0.
Right.
Maybe should have 1.
Maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Tax thing that maybe grandma forgot to do and it bundled up after a long time and it entered felony territory or something, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So the math, the back of the napkin math I did on this, Ken, was if you look at crime data in DC from 2019 to 2022, you take DC's population and you find basically then you look at how many felony arrests took place in Washington, D.C. And I understand Trump was convicted of crimes in New York, but let's just, for the sake of the joke here, roll with me. When you look at felony arrests in D.C. and the population of D.C., Donald Trump living in D.C. by himself, being a resident of the town, increases the crime rate of felonies per person by 0.00047%. And I love that it's 47 because he's the 47th president. But the fact that he simply has a statistically measurable amount of felonies, because 34 is a lot for one person.
Right.
He's really raising the average there on just significantly saying, okay, there are just literally more felonies to go around in town while the president is in office.
In fact, you posted this on Blue Sky, and I have it up right here right now. I'm going to live repost it. I'm going to live repost it. There you go. I'm going to share that with the world. Some great work. That's a great work. Did you not have a lot to do today at work? And you just were like
lunch break stuff? Lunch break stuff. I was fired up watching the news because it was living nearby, it was all that was on the news today because they was on the national news, and then our local news also just talked about it all day. Right. So sorry.
By the way, Kingsport Cows.
I did.
Says, you did. Kingsport Cow says, I have one felony. Kingsport Cow might be the only one in our audience with the felony.
I was to say, but how many? Yeah, right. But again, the math still checks out on that, I think.
Laserbolt has not been caught yet, but he has less than one.
Yeah, there might be some rules against forest meats and poaching that we don't know about there.
We can't trust Laserbolt completely. He's a hero around these parts, but I don't know. I don't know. I know what you mean. It's all around you over there. But we do have a little bit of sports to get to, including, what do you think of this thing here? Let's do some WNBA. Okay. First of all, were there any more dildos? Part of a crypto ad scheme thrown on the courts?
I think there was another dildo, but it was not connected to the crypto ad scheme thing. I saw there was a picture of a guy walking out of an arena. They were like, have you seen this dildo thrower?
Oh, yeah. Did he have the Beavis and Butthead shirt on?
Yes. Yes, he did. Yes,
Give it a bad name. Bad name to Beavis and Butthead. Yes. So now we got copycat dildo throwers.
Yep, we do. Yeah. This is why we're not supposed to dramatize this stuff in the media, Ken. We get copycat issues. Right. This is what all of, in a post 9/11 world, you think we would be more careful about this stuff.
You think. So we're part of the problem too. Now someone's going to be like, I saw it on the Blathering.
Sensationalist media. Yeah.
I'm going to start a fire and throw a dildo. What's going on in the world of sports outside of that? Where I was going. Sorry.
Please.
Did you see this thing where Skip Bayless is accusing Caitlin Clark of having a year-long injury, but they're trying to hide it to keep interest in the league going? Did you see that? I want to dive into that more. Not here.
I have not seen that. I would be interested in hearing that. Skip Bayless has got to do a lot right now to kind of, keep his name relevant, since I think he's gotten dropped by every media outlet under the sun at this point. But no, I did not know about that. That's an interesting little conspiracy theory, because it's no denying Caitlin Clark is one of, if not the biggest reasons behind their big popularity jump. I mean, not the, but one of. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of other players who have brought a lot of excitement and interest to the league.
Oh, yeah.
Her presence was a big part of that. Yeah. And I know, and there has been all season long. It's been like she played and then she'd sit out for a week or two, then she'd play a few games and sit out. So it has seemed like she's kind of hobbled along. But I don't know. That seems like a bit of a reach to say it's a conspiracy of. What do you think?
It's Skip. It's Skip. And maybe look, I wouldn't be surprised if the league was like, "Hey, what's going on over there? Is she completely, injured?" Well, I think there's some truth. I don't think there's truth to that, but I could see there being some truth to that. But also, I think she's such a gamer that she's honestly trying to get back to the court. That's what I would think.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree she's a competitive person who would definitely want to play. If any of that is happening, though, Ken, if there's a sniff of that actually happening, the Players Association for the WNBA is like famously bad. Like they have famously not done them very well.
Pay them. Pay the girls.
Right. Well, I was going to say, not even that. But the Players Association should, and rightfully so, have a field day with that if that's actually happening. Because, oh my God, if the other thing too is if I'm Caitlin, I'm asking the NBA like, no, you want me to go out there hobbled, then you better triple my salary. Are you kidding me? You better give me something. Yeah. So, I hope they're they're doing, yeah. But they have a lot of issues over there on the business side of things with the WNBA, and how they handle the growth that they're experiencing is really important for whether or not they can continue to see sustainable growth. But they're adding teams, so we'll see.
They're adding teams indeed. All right, a little bit of, you had something else planned for sports, and I'll take some calls. We got Addie, we got Evan, we got David. If you want to call on the show, become a channel member, be a supporter over at Patreon, at patreon.com/Napzok. I will put the complete setup of Hot Burbank Nights 4. Like I said, I really enjoyed my set, but it isn't a laugh-a-minute set, Steve. I ended up going for 10 minutes on the squirrels, and I had not one word planned. I just chatted about the squirrels. It was great. So I'm going to put that up there. It's on the Patreon page.
It's easy to speak from the heart, Ken, and we know that your heart is with the squirrels. So
it is with the squirrels. Yeah, exciting news today. Most of them are eating from the picnic table today. They've been afraid of it.
Do we have visual evidence coming soon?
I don't. I got to get some.
Cam.
I got to get that trail cam. It's been one of those days. First, a positive way. I was busy, but in a positive way over the weekend with the show and everything. Today, busy trying not to jump off a cliff. Usually, there's posts. You ride that lightning. You know, you're so high from doing the show and just everyone having a good time. We went out. And yesterday, I've been eating really good, Steve. We had nachos at Barney's Beanery. And to eat the nachos, I ordered taquitos to use as a fork. It was delightful. Anyways, I'll get some squirrel footage. But yes, it was emotionally draining. The fact that they did not like the picnic table, that they were all scared of it. They thought it was like a squirrel up there on the table.
Well, change is hard. You got to let them warm up to it. But no, I'm glad that's good progress.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So, all right, what's on your sports docket? And then we'll get to some calls here.
Yeah, sports. So we're 24 days out to the NFL. So I had a little bit of some more countdown anecdotes, and I also had some 200th episode themed ones, Ken, to celebrate your 200th episode, or what we believe is the 200th episode.
Yeah, it is.
Of the Blathering. So, like we said, we're 24 days to kick off. Other things that lasted 24 days. The first nonstop solo flight around the world in a balloon. I forgot who the person's name was. I wrote it down, but I can't find it anymore. But yeah, that's how long it took for the first time to go around the world in a balloon. The Battle of Iwo Jima was 24 days.
Okay.
And the Apollo 11 astronauts were quarantined for 24 days when they came back from the moon, because we wanted to make sure they weren't going to kill us all with their moon germs.
With the moon germs, yeah. Which makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
Love them.
And then in celebration of your 200th episode, Ken, I just had a couple other 200 things that I thought were fun with the number 200. The Jeffersons and Malcolm in the Middle both ran for exactly 200 episodes in 1975 to 1985 and 2000 to 2006.
Wow. Malcolm ran for 200 episodes.
200.
Wow.
200%.
Well, that's how they made TV shows back in that day. They 24 episodes a season there.
The Daytona and Indy 500 are both exactly 200 laps.
Yeah.
And 200 pounds, Ken, is the weight limit of a Kentucky Derby jockey.
Really?
Yep.
Do we know of any jockeys that have taken it to the limit one more time?
I don't know. I would love to. That's a good one. I'm going to look up who's the heaviest Kentucky Derby jockey winner.
Okay.
But then this also led me to more weight stuff, and that is also the average weight of a newborn giraffe, Ken, is 200 pounds.
Oh, that's adorable.
I would have taken the under on that. They're like skinny. Yeah. I would have taken the under on 200 pounds. That's for a baby?
Deads. That jockey thing's weird. Sounds like a bar story. I dated a jockey once, a horse girl, 4'11", 90 pounds. They're so impressed. The strength that's packed into that frame to control those horses is forever, something I just look at it with awe. But I'd love to see a 200-pound jockey, because that's not big. No. But I bet at the racetrack you're like, holy crap, Andre the Giant is showing up to the horse.
If he's standing next to the other jockeys, he'd be incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm doing some quick. There's not a lot of documented sources on the heaviest one, because now they're all 100 to 115 pounds.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have to I'll do some more research on that. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Should we do some calls here for the 200th?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get on in here. I'm going to bring in David because he's calling back to the show. David Asmo is on the show. I'm saying it like an asp baton and Mo, my friend at the bar. Is that close, David?
It's close. So it's Osmo. So it's like
Osmo.
Rhymes with Costco. Maybe is that
okay?
Does that help? I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, the first time I called in, I remember you seeing the look on your face. Oh God, I'm not going to try that. Yeah,
well,
that random collection of letters.
Well, Napzok is you know maybe because I say it so much, you all hear me say it. It might seem easier than it is, but when throughout my entire life, the P next to the Z just causes people to have seizures. It's pretty impressive. So I feel you on that.
With mine, it's the P is silent. And nobody understands that. So.
Osmo. That makes that. That's all you needed to say.
Yeah.
That's good. Osmo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, then it's regional. So do I go os or ass?
Yeah. Yeah.
I brought up a comic the other night named Tara, but I did Tara, and I got to look. And I get it.
Yeah. It's a Norwegian name, and from what I understand, they pronounce it differently over there too.
Sure.
Because I think they have different vowel sounds than we have. So,
yeah.
So, and I don't know if we've decided it's like an Osweepe thing, but yeah. But
anyways, Osweepe aside, Osfincter says what? David, what's on your mind today?
So just the Thursday show where you're talking about comedy, political comedy, and the excuse of, oh, it's just jokes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I couldn't call in that day, so I wanted to piggyback on it. So Jim Downey, the writer on Saturday Night Live, he there's a quote from him, I think it's from that oral history from a while back, where he talks about how they tried to get the premise as accurate as possible with their political jokes, and they wanted to make it so that the most knowledgeable people in the audience would still find it funny, because if you get the premise wrong, it's not funny. A joke with a false premise is a bad joke.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you were to make fun of Conan O'Brien for being bald, that just doesn't make sense. It's a bad joke.
Right.
But
so yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but if somebody doesn't know who Conan O'Brien is, they'll reverse engineer that joke and think, oh, he must be a bald man. Which is why jokes with a false premise about politics are particularly insidious. And my read is that Joseph Scrimshaw would not in any way be considered right wing, but I have heard him refer to Al Gore's internet.
Right.
And the premise of that joke is Al Gore during the 2000 election claimed to have invented the internet, which is a false premise.
Right.
He back in the 80s when it was being invented at DARPA, he was a senator and he was championed the funding for it.
Right.
So he accurately took credit for being involved in the creation of the internet, but he never claimed to have invented the internet.
Right.
But the joke spread around, and now even today, even Joseph Scrimshaw will say Al Gore's internet.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to get a lie out there.
Yeah, no, that's how it works. I think even when I say it's sometimes a reference to the reference, it's become such a pop culture. It's like the lockbox. But you know where that stuff comes from? It comes from SNL.
Yeah, it does.
And it comes from Daily Show, and less Daily Show, but SNL, and it comes from comedy. And I think that's what I love what you're talking about, is that's how quick things can just spin out and become their own reality. And when you're boiling stuff down on stage, and maybe you have to boil it down, but if you're coming at it from the false perspective, like you're talking about here, I like the word you used, insidious. And I think that's what a lot of folks like Marin are trying to say, try to get out there, and that there is a responsibility. That's why I go the SNL thing. And it's interesting because Jim Downey, who I think is one of the funniest people out there,
he's the conservative one.
He's the conservative. He's an old pre-Reagan era kind of conservative, but he's known for some of the most biting political commentary on SNL. But that's how I was raised. To me, sitting down for SNL, I didn't see it as talking politics. I saw it as talking jokes about politics, which is why someone like Leno, when he comes on later and starts doing the Lewinsky stuff and the Edos and everything, and he doesn't see it as political because it's just what you're poking fun. And just as time has gone on, that maybe wasn't true then, but it's less true now because now you are influencing thought. You are speaking from a little bit of a platform, and it affects mine. So I think it's all tied together, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, but back in thinking of Marin, back in 2004 when you were on the other side, how did you look on it when people like Marin and Janine Garofalo did Air America? Was that bothersome to you?
It was bothersome. Yeah. No, absolutely. No, absolutely. That's why I made a passing joke a few times. Like I've hated Bill Maher on both sides of the conversation. Where it was I was in a weird spot, and I talk often about Revenge of the Sith, of sitting in the theater, and there you have Anakin quoting George Bush in 2005, we knew what that was. And I just remember being like upset to the point where I just had to ignore it, where I would have been in a car if YouTube really was, what it was now, then I would have been in a car going, stop making Star Wars political. Because in my heart, I felt the thing I loved was not against me, but I felt the thing I loved was more right than I wanted it to be, if that makes sense. And that includes, folks, I was a Marin fan from the early 90s, when he first started showing up on Comedy Central and hosting short attention span theater. He's a big big Beatles guy, big music guy. And then when comedy started to become when more overt politics or more overt issue-based comedy started to reach more of the mainstream through Daily Show after Kilborn left everything, then I found myself in an odd spot that I'm no longer in. But it was, I just didn't want to be faced with it, So it was easier to just go, Yeah,
and you didn't want it didn't occur to you that, well, hey, these people I'm a fan of for other observational truths might have a point with this.
David, I no, yeah, right, and I've come around on that. And again, is everyone beat for beat going to be, lock stock with your thoughts and everything? No. But that I've got when it comes to Star Wars, when people want to argue broad Star Wars things with me, again, there's individual shows or moments, everything, where I'm just like, but you trust me on everything else? Why can't you at least hear why I'm telling you Phantom Menace has a lot of merit? Why do you shut that down? It's I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And that's not like an accusation. I'm just thinking of today trying to break through to people. It's like, well, how do you get through when they'll listen to anything else but these type of topics?
Yeah. It's fascinating. And again, JMB, one of my all-time favorites, and he still is Dennis Miller. Not necessarily for what he does now, but for what he did then. Miller was also liberal. And also is how I learned about the news. I learned about the fall of the wall in Berlin from Weekend Update.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure I did too.
Comedy has influence. Comedy has influence, despite what Howie Mandel says.
Yeah. I just watched that video last night.
There you go. David, great call. That is, I was going to say home run of a call, but you get the Ringo Star.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Absolutely love it there. Any final thoughts here, Ben?
No, that's it. I'm good.
All right. David Osmo, everybody.
Yeah.
Osmo. We got it. Appreciate you, David.
All right. Thanks.
All right. There you go. See, we got deep, Steve. I love that.
It was good. Real good.
And I'm going to confirm again. None of you have heard the popping in my ears for the last 30 minutes.
It's I'm not gonna say it's all in your head, Ken, but it's not as bad as you're hearing it. Let's put it that way.
Oh my God, I don't know what's happening.
It's okay. I'll give you a whole.
Do you think it's just
we'll talk after?
I think it might be the USB. Hold on. Let me lightly touch it. It's not the first time I've said that. All right. You want to talk to a firefighter?
Sure. Let's do it.
Calling from the big red truck. Maybe not on it. I would love it if he did. Evan's on the phone. Major problems. Look, would it get you fired, Evan? Yes, but would you just once call us while you're on a run?
I could do that.
Okay.
It worked out that way one time.
Yeah. See, I was in a hotel room in Anaheim waiting to go to Disneyland the next day, and me and my then girlfriend check in, and we're gonna go grab some dinner downtown Disney, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm just watching the news because back in the day, that's what you do. You put on the hotel TV and watch the news, and there's a police chase going on, and I'm watching this police chase. It's back up in L.A., and all of a sudden my phone rings, and it's my friend who's a cop. And I pick up the phone, and all I hear is, woo, 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 woo. Hey, dude, turn on the news. I go, I got the news. I'm watching a chase. He goes, I'm the third car back. And I just watched the entire chase. Well, he talked to me on his phone. Evan, that's all I want from you.
I will try to, or I can't make the calls happen, but I can try.
That's all I want. Just lie to me, Evan. Just lie to me.
Yeah, I haven't been on TV all that much, but I have had the Leonardo DiCaprio Once Upon a Time in Hollywood moment where I get to snap at myself on TV.
Nice.
Once or twice.
You got to transition later in your career to the community relations position that all these departments and agencies have. So you're just going out speaking to the news or going to school and talking about don't smoke cigarettes and all that stuff. That's what I want to see for you. The boring stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my vision board tonight, Ken.
It's so boring. My cousin who's up to I think he's close to 25, almost 28 years on LAPD, and he long ago his job was to go around and speak on the importance of car seats for babies. And I was like, do you like that? He's like, I mean, it's safe. My mind is falling out of my brain every day, but I wouldn't wish that on you there. All right, Evan, I've taken enough of your time. What's on your mind, buddy?
I want to talk about you, Ken. I want to congratulate you on 200 episodes of The Blathering.
I love that. Thank you, my friend. Should I go and you can just gossip about me? That'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, me and Steve can gossip a little bit, but hey, you've come a very long way. I followed you just about every step of the way. I'd like to think, from podcasts to books to every stop along the way. I'm just so happy for you, and I can't believe I get to talk to you. If I could tell my 18-year-old self I get to talk to Ken 2 or 3 times a week, he wouldn't believe me.
See, that's touching. I'm going to, overlook the fact that you're a nearly retired firefighter and you started watching me at 18. But I don't want to say nearly retired. I mean, I've got at least a decade left in me. You've got time. Yeah. No, I appreciate, man. I appreciate you going on the journey. That's the one thing is I get bored creatively so fast that over the years I've taken you all on different roads and different paths, and to have a lot of you here still with me, or some of you coming back, or some of you rediscover it or discovering for the first time. It's been a lot of fun. And this thing is, even today's a great example of why I needed it. I was violently angry for the last hour before the show started over some stuff going on here, including this goddamn USB connection problem. But I'm here with all of you, and I just take it out on Steve for a couple minutes, and I feel good, and I feel better.
That's what I'm here for.
Beautiful.
I'm a good punching bag.
Yeah. I also take it out on Cal at the end of the show. That's the real therapy. But Evan, I really appreciate the kind words, buddy.
You got it, Ken. Can I get a go picture? Me and my brother still love Dutch Allen. I'm always curious what Dutch is doing, and Petey.
Okay.
But can I get one go picture, kid, before I say goodnight?
Okay. All right, yeah, Petey. I'm so glad you're here. We're here with Evan. He's great. He puts out fires, all right? I love putting out fires. I put out a lot of fires in Hollywood. But I'll tell you what, Evan. You go ahead and write down your life story. You put it on a script. You pitch it to me, and I'll give you a go picture, all right? There you go.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Ken. All right, congrats again.
Thank you, Evan. I appreciate you. Look
at you. You're like a piano bar. I'll put a tip in the thing, and you'll do a little next. So now I just have to like give you money, and you'll do the Brokaw voice for me whenever I want. Is that how it is?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. All
right. I love doing, because all my voices like that. I'm not doing Brokaw. I'm doing Carvey doing Brokaw. So I love second generation, third generation impersonations. It's a
Right,
little
right. No,
savage,
yeah,
it's the
exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, that's the right. No, that's my favorite too. Yeah.
Oh man! All right, so Rad's made so it's not as bad as it was with the mixer at Uni, but I had a similar issue with the unit. It was the phantom power delivery to the XLR mic. It could be. I have switched ports, so the fact that it's I don't know. I'm not gonna fix it. Phantom power's off.
I'll troubleshoot with you when we're done. It sounds hardware-y. It does sound like either something is not getting enough power, or a cord is not plugged in enough. But we don't want to talk about that now.
No, I don't want to get angry. Thank you, Michael McCarcel. I miss Saturday night Napzok too. If I could find a way to do it and make money, I miss Petey. All right, we got several calls here tonight. You guys are all showing up here tonight, and I really appreciate that. It's the 200th episode, and we're gonna get. I think is this a first time for JMB? Is this a long time first time for JMB? Let's find out. JMB
I don't have a graphic for him, so
he says long time first time.
Am I in?
You're in, JMB.
Oh, awesome. Is there any echo? I don't use a headset, so I didn't want to cause any like feedback or anything.
I got to tell you something. You sound so clear that Cal will start feeling jealous about how clear you sound.
Okay, great. So I want to just get into it because I don't know, I want to keep this rolling. I don't want to take any time and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, I want to say this was about a year ago. I couldn't go back and like track it because, you do so many live shows in a year.
I do.
But I sent in a super chat, and I don't want to like dox any of your real life friends or anything like that. But this person mentioned in either chat or I think maybe when she called in that she attended a certain university that I went to. And it was about the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there might have been an overlap of maybe up to a year.
Right.
And I think she said she had worked at like Star Wars or maybe Lucas film or maybe StarWars.com.
Yeah.
And so I got all excited and I sent in this chat talking about how like, oh, I went to the same, university as you. And like, I don't want to like, to give out any personal information, but this, that, and the other. And then you were like, I don't have any friends like that, or like I have no clue what you're talking about. And I was like, wait a minute, I swear I'm not going crazy.
I mean, look, there's a popping sound in my ear that no one else can hear, so I'm the one going crazy. JB, let me just ask you, what university did you go to?
I went to the University of Colorado.
University of Colorado.
Yeah.
See, I know. I don't know anyone. Yeah, this is fantastic. It was a friend of mine in chat.
Yeah. It sounded like it was definitely it was in chat, or I can't remember. She called in now, and like I talked about this with Brady, and Brady vaguely recalls the super chat. Now I don't think he can confirm whether or not I was insane at the time, but it's.
I mean, for a second, I thought you were talking about Jen Muro, who went to USC and worked in Star Wars and everything. But
she went to USC, right?
Yeah,
so,
not Colorado. Yeah,
not even close. Yeah.
A woman of mystery says 8984M. Yeah.
At the beginning of this, I thought we were doing some kind of like Craigslist, like misconnection type thing.
Kind of is. Kind of is. What did you study at the University of Colorado?
I studied accounting, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Trust me. When I win the Powerball this week, I'm going to call you up.
Well, the other half of the story is that technically I didn't finish. So yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But I do know some people I could probably put you in contact with that could help you out.
Just the shadiest of the shadiest. And JB, where are you actually based now, without giving addresses?
And now I'm in Japan.
You are in Japan, right?
Yeah, I moved here about 8 years ago. Yeah.
For accounting?
No. Part of the reason is that my entire family has lived here and has always lived here.
Okay.
I was the only one that went back to the U.S.
Okay.
And then, I, for job opportunities, I do a lot of translation. Well, not a lot. I wish it was a lot of translation work on the side and that kind of stuff. But soon I'll be replaced by, ChatGPT, AI, and Google Translate. So,
yeah. Exactly. We don't need you. That's fantastic. I still bummed I didn't get out there for Star Wars, but hear me?
There was like a I don't know, like a 5-second string of buzzing there. I can hear you now. I can hear you
Okay.
now.
See, I'm not great. It's. I think it is the connection. Okay. I'm bummed I didn't get to Tokyo for Star Wars Celebration. Not that you're. I don't know your exact location, but I'm gonna get out there.
Yes, and I want to show you all the the 7-Elevens, but all like the Japanese convenience stores as well. We got your Lawson's, we got your Family Marts, we got your local like corner store mom and pop type convenience stores. So yeah.
Love that. JB, thank you, my friend, for supporting, for all the super chats over the years. I'm sorry we can't track down the mystery woman.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to get it off my chest and say congratulations also on your 200th. So.
I really, really appreciate that, JB. And I'm so happy you called in. Please call in more. You got a great voice. You sound crisp and clear. You sound better than my gear right now. So let's do it.
Yes, thank you. I will. This has broken the ice. So
there you go. JB's broken the ice. Thank you, buddy.
Right. Thanks.
All right. Addie says, just start asking every woman you know if they went to Colorado. I know one, but she hasn't been on the show. We're not like close friends. But that's like only one Colorado-based, maybe two. I don't know.
And I know Addie's just trying to help, but I don't know if you should ask every woman you know if they went to Colorado. That might not. I mean, if you just generally want to know, sure. But if you're trying to get any kind of attention beyond that, I don't know if that's necessarily the greatest approach. You might come off like Charlie and It's Always Sunny, but it's okay.
Like Charlie and Always Sunny. I got to catch up on this season. Oh man.
Same. But no, there was just a little technical hiccup there, but we're all good now. It sounded like Ken, like you just like gave out like orders like to the like you said, the Techno Union guy. It's like one of the droid with the beak on it just like took you over and you just gave out orders to like a whole battalion of battle droids.
Yeah. The Techno Union, and then Sean said his wife Melanie thought the audio glitch was censorship. They're coming for me too. Yeah, I'm starting to. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. You got to be really delicate with these wires. All right, okay. Should we do another call? You got something else? What do you want to do, Steve? You're in control of the show.
Well, I mean, speaking of robots, I can tell you about my Roomba story, or we can go to another call.
Tell me the Roomba story.
Okay, so I just want to know if I should feel bad about this. Okay, so
I'll tell you.
My folks got us a Roomba last year for Christmas as like our big Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
And because we had 2 dogs, and so there was a lot of dog hair to deal with, right?
A lot of fuzz.
A lot of fuzz. And anyway, so we have a Roomba. So when you set up the Roomba, Ken, it asks you to set up. Like, there's an app, right? Everything's in an app now. So you set up the app, and it asks you to name the Roomba. I promise this story is about to get interesting. It asks you to name the Roomba. So me and my wife look at each other, what should we name our Roomba? So we're like, Sally. So we named it Sally. Okay, so it's Sally. Ken, I'm a raging misogynist when I talk to this robot because I walk around my house and this robot is like buzzing around. It is loud as shit. I'm sitting there in the kitchen, like at the sink doing something, and it runs into my ankles. It gets stuck under the fridge and it beeps my phone, and it yells, and it makes the dog bark. It makes the baby cry. It makes annoying sounds. And then I have to get up from this chair, go all the way to my kitchen, pull Sally out from under the fridge, put her back on the regular ground, watch her spin around like an idiot and figure out where the hell she's going. All for me to just have to hit the button on the top of her that tells her to go home anyway, and then watch her hit the wall 4 times before she figures out how to turn the corner and go back to her home base. And so every time I walk by, I'm just like, I have this horrible relationship with my Roomba now. So I'll walk into my kitchen to get a drink, and I'll see her like cleaning the other room, and I'll be like, "Fuck you, Sally." She didn't do anything wrong, Ken. I'll just walk by and be like, "Fuck you," for no reason at all.
Look, it's unintentionally problematic. Clearly, now I wouldn't blame you. I think the problem was giving it a name like Sally. I think we had named our Roomba as well. It's called Vaxie. It was named after Ratsy, our first Chihuahua that Grace and I shared. Well, it's hers, but I came later. But yeah, I do. There's a great convenience to the Roomba. I really like the Roomba. But at one time it went we had some dog poop was on the ground.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And then Vaxie went over it.
Oh, poor Vaxie. She was never the same.
Poor Grace having to pretty much hand pick it out of the vacuum. So
no, I'm burying Vaxie in the backyard after that.
We might as well have gotten a new one. Might as well have gotten a new one there. All right, Steve. Steve. Here's what we're gonna do here, just for 1 second. Okay, talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna do something here real quick. Okay. I'm gonna unplug something here. Okay.
Yeah. So the whole point of talking about the Rainbow Story was I wanted to make sure, and I want to get some feedback from you guys at home. Should I feel bad about should I feel bad about bad talking Sally? B, do I have like underlying misogynistic issues I need to work out because I am lashing out at Sally and I'm saying horrible, terrible things that I would never say to a real person or a woman, like ever. Or is it really just a way for me to kind of fight back against the growing AI takeover and the robots taking over and all of it, right? I'm just worried that this is my way of like compartmentalizing that fear and anger. And so my little bit is that I can take it out on her. So I don't want to feel too bad about it, but at least it is just a robot. And I didn't pay for it either. It would be different if I had paid the money for it. That actually might feel even ickier. If I had paid the money for the Roomba to just berate it all the time. The fact that it was, I don't know. The fact that it was a GIF also is icky, but I don't know. I feel a little bit better about it knowing I didn't pay money to just yell at it all the time. So. Just switch to calling Sally a clanker, says Tully. Now, here's the thing. Ken and Alden mentioned that a little bit on a recent episode of Anytime, but I sent this to Ken once, and the whole clanker thing, I was totally down for the whole clanker, like, yeah, joke, ha, 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 clanker, hey, like a Star Wars thing made it mainstream. And then I literally saw a highlight of a thing on YouTube of a cryon of Fox, the 5, talking in the morning and it had it said the headline and the cryon on the bottom said the new slur for AI, in quotes, clanker. And I was like, the joke is just, it's over. It is 110% over. As soon as the crew at the 5 is talking about it and it's in quotes on the little thing at the bottom of the graphic on Fox News, it is so not funny anymore. I can't hear you, buddy. I'm sorry. No, I know. I know. So Ken was definitely about to say something that was totally supporting my idea to that joke there, because I know he's such a good team. Yeah, he's a good teammate. But the lower third has a name. Yeah, I think it's Cryon. Cryon sounds right. Yeah, so Ken's nodding in affirmative. Yep, that's right. See, folks, I was a journalism major in school. And I did radio and stuff and internships and worked at an ESPN station, did all that jazz. Got a job offer to go work in TV news out of school. Was going to be a producer for overnight TV news here in Washington, D.C., the channel I was watching earlier, getting reported on that our president is enabling a takeover of the federal police of D.C. Anyway, they told me they were going to pay me $10 an hour to work from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. or something like that. I forgot what it was, for the overnight shift in just outside of D.C. And if you guys are familiar with this area, $10 an hour is nowhere near close enough to live. Unless I had 7 roommates, and my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, decided, hey, no, that's probably not enough money. Let's look at maybe some other options. So we decided to go elsewhere. And so because of that, I didn't learn all of those neat little news things, like if it's actually pronounced cryon or something else, or if I've just been sounding like a moron my whole life, right, Ken? Damn. So still nothing. It's okay. So we're going to try to pivot here. I wonder if, here's the thing, Ken, if I hop into a Discord channel, I wonder if will I be able to hear you at all that way? See if that works. No, that's not at all. Okay, just a thought. We're spitballing here. But yeah, Cal says it's my time to shine. It's hard. It's not my. We have the backstage, Cal. You don't need to worry about shine. It's not all about shining. It's all about celebrating our 200th here with Ken and getting stuff. No, still nothing. But anyway, catching up on some stuff in the chat here. I mean, Bacarso says about my robot feelings here. Are you using misogynistic terms? Are you calling her things you wouldn't call an actual woman? Detective, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I am. I've called the robot a bitch more than once. I would never say that to an actual person, but I'll be sitting there like doing the dishes, right? And again, she's just droning because her vacuum sound is like on the third highest level because we have so much damn dog hair. So she's really loud. And then I'll be sitting there doing the dishes, and then boom, she just runs right into your ankle. Right? It's like having a little dog or like a little something just constantly just hit you in the and so you're just like, son of a bitch, or you're just like, Sally, you bitch. And I'm just like, no, that's so mean. But then I'm like, you know what? No, Cal, I've never called someone a bitch. I've never said I don't think I've ever looked at someone and said you're a bitch, especially not a woman. Like maybe a dude or like one of my like friends, like jokingly. But no, I've never, because again, we're talking about the misogynistic part of this, Cal. So no, I've never called a woman a bitch. No, never done that. That's terrible. So yeah. Have I ever been in a fight? Yes. I have been in a fight. I mean, when I was a kid, not since I turned 18. Not since I turned 18. Producer Steve doesn't serve C3PO or R2 at his bar. Here's the thing. I totally would. Just don't be a cryon, not chronic. Right, yeah, chronic. I know, no, I'm not trying to put the C on the end there. You're totally right. Yeah, cryon. Yes, cryon. Yes. I would. It's just don't like bite me in the ankle. That's the thing. Like do your job of, you have like a million little sensors or lasers or whatever the magic Roombas use to be able to navigate my house and know what the hell they're doing, which all they're really doing is just telling Bezos, hey, here's the exact layout of this person's house. Here's where all their furniture is, so that oh, he has a couch that's 8 meters long. We should start advertising him a couch that's 8 to 10 meters long. And when he goes to look at Amazon, because we know, how big his couch is and all that kind of stuff. That's what the Roombas are really doing, folks. That's if I had to go, if you had to ask me what was my conspiracy theory, if I had to go like really deep, it would be Chiron. Guys, English was only my minor, it wasn't a major. Chiron, not Cry. Damn it, David. Now you're really confusing me. Anyway. Exactly, Sean. We're teaching these Roombas where we go, how we move around. Wait, look at me before I forget. No, we're teaching the Roombas where our stuff is. We're teaching them what kind of furniture we have. We're teaching them where all of our stuff is. It knows when I'm doing the dishes. Like it's all coming back to when I look at anything on Amazon, right? So now Bezos knows exactly what kind of furniture I have. Even though, hey, dude, the couch that the damn Roomba has to navigate around was already bought off of Amazon. So, how much do you really want from me? Anyway. How are we doing over there, Ken? Great. Good update. Thanks. The Roomba knows where you are. It knows. Cal, it knows everything. It knows everything. So I am second guessing myself a little bit now. I'm second my guess. Yeah, on the pronunciation. I'm not even going to say it anymore because now I'm just completely insecure, and I'm just totally spooked. Now I'm just totally spooked. Steve, what are you drinking? Same thing as always, Cal. The Devil's Backbone. You know what? We're not going to give a whole thing, but yeah, Vienna Lager. I'm telling you, folks, we got to get paid if you want to keep saying these brand names on the thing, on the show. So what we have on the docket there, AG1. We're definitely going to get an AG1 sponsorship at some point since Ken's going all healthy. Chiron. There it is. That's right. Brady, there you go. I like it. You can do it, Steve. Thank you, LQ. All this positive. See, Ken, you're absolutely right. This is the best community on the internet because this is the most positive group of affirmative people there are. And I appreciate that. And you know what? We've had a lot of fun this weekend on the backstage with folks, and I haven't even really advertised the show that much. I've just been able to decide, hey, let's do a show a couple hours beforehand. Life is kind of crazy right now, so it's tough to schedule stuff out in advance. But people are showing up for the game stream, so it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate everybody who's stuck around. We've had some fun calls, and people have enjoyed me really getting my ass kicked by a 22-year-old game. So that's been a good time. Good time. So let me look at the thing. Here we go. All right, gotcha. So, folks, if you haven't noticed, the sound by way of what Ken is, it's not looking good. So we're gonna try again next time. We're gonna get out of here And thank you, Cal. On behalf of Ken, I was going to say Cal because I was looking at Cal's chat. On behalf of Ken, on behalf of everyone, thank you for 200 episodes. Thanks for everyone who's calling in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for being nice to me while I sat here and drowned for about 5 minutes and didn't see Ken's chat about let's hurry up and end the damn show. So that's going to do it for us. Check out all the things, the Discord, subscribe to the channel, the Patreon, like the video if you haven't. Check Ken out on Blue Sky for all sorts of updates and things. And I think, Ken, you can give at least me a thumbs up. We'll be here Thursday, assuming the technology works, right? We'll be here Thursday. All right. Yeah, we'll see. Assuming, yeah, if not, we'll have to do the show via whiteboard. Ken will just hold up a whiteboard, his thoughts, and then we'll do it from there. We'll do something like that. So it'll be the Jay and Silent Bob show. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.